Have you ever thought that your entire life might be a dream? Well, you're in good company. Back in the 1600s, a mathematician and philosopher by the name of René Descartes also grappled with doubts about reality and what constitutes knowledge. His work entitled Meditations on First Philosophy was written in search of a complete system of knowledge. This covers questions such as the existence of God and the nature of the human mind. Uncovering the truth may require you to push aside all the knowledge that you've taken for granted and essentially starting from new foundations. This is no easy task. It will often mean going against some of the very principles you've been brought up in. You cling to those beliefs because they were fed to you at school, at church, and later in higher education and the job market. If we're being generous, the people who are part of the construction of your body of knowledge and beliefs are merely passing on what they, in turn, were taught to believe. Is it possible that you've been deliberately misled into the cage that now forms your belief system? To explore this idea, let's talk about malicious demons. Descartes referred to some malicious demon of the utmost power and cunning has employed all his energies in order to deceive me. This concept came up as Descartes was considering the omnipotence of God. If there was a God who is all-powerful and good, then deception must come from some other source. He comes to the conclusion that because he acknowledges and accepts that God must be the source of truth, anything to the contrary must be the work of some other force. The message? Being aware that there may be nefarious forces out there seeking to influence your thoughts and decisions. Descartes said, "I shall at least do what is in my power, that is, to resolutely guard against assenting to any falsehood." He describes this as an arduous undertaking. Laziness, the scourge of the achievement of truth, stands in the way, luring him back to, quote, normal life. He likens himself to a prisoner who is enjoying an imaginary freedom while asleep. The prisoner who dreads waking up and who instead goes along with the pleasant illusion as long as he can. This, unfortunately, is the position that a lot of people find themselves in. The easy road is taken. The effects can be disastrous. Don't be that prisoner. In another theme, you've often heard the phrase, "I think, therefore I am." This is a quote that is well known and comes from Descartes' second meditation. Racked with doubt, Descartes was looking for something, anything, to give him hope in the darkness of deception that enveloped him. Thinking, he concluded, saved him. When people think of artificial intelligence as an existential threat, it is often in the context of their ability to earn a living, that fear of being replaced in the workforce. What if the threat to our existence is actually more fundamental than that? When we stop thinking, we will cease to exist, at least in the way that Descartes was contemplating. The more our thinking capacity gets blunted, the greater the existential threat to humankind. Consider what it is that is out there that promises or threatens, depending on your perspective, to replace human thinking. Now, to the extent that there are innovations that assist humans in the process of thinking, for example, by making information more easily accessible, then that should be distinguished from innovations that promise, again, or threaten, to replace human thinking. If all human beings are required to do is to take information that is provided to them, packaged by third parties, then what are they? Do they exist as humans? The existential threat. A lot has been made of the prospect of artificial intelligence replacing humans in the workforce. So if we as humans are no longer required to be part of the system as units of production, then what good are we? Will we be exterminated by the higher intelligence? No, I don't think so. Our role will be different for sure, but as long as capitalism exists, there will be a use for humans as units of consumption. Someone has to keep buying the products that are now more efficiently produced by artificial intelligence. After all, artificial intelligence would not suffer from the same pitfalls of consumerism that humans do. So we will be kept around as long as there are goods and services that can be monetized. If this all sounds depressing, that's because it is. Is there a way to avoid that eventuality, or at least to try and mitigate its effects? I do think so. A lot will depend on our ability to essentially be more human. Humans think. The more we accept the outsourcing of human thought to machines, the more likely that it will result in subjugation. The more we accept a life without questioning, again, the more likely that the end result will be subjugation. Some of the problems that Descartes was grappling with in the 17th century are just as relevant today. You might say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. If you like what we're doing on this channel, we would love to hear from you in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.